Hi everyone, and welcome to another Arctic ice update. I wanted to thank everybody that's checked out my last video. Shout out to whoever shared it on our collapse. Shout out to Nature Bats Last, to everyone that's been promoting there. Shout out to all the Arctic ice pages. Shout out to Extinction Witnesses. So this is going to be the last update for the spring. June 16th, that's today. And summer starts June 21st, and that's the start of the melt season. Even though realistically the last 2 weeks we've already been kind of seeing summer levels, as 3 of the last 11 days have had 100,000 kilometers of extent decline or more, according to JAXA, and that's the Japanese Arctic database that we'll be getting into a little bit later. According to JAXA, on June 15th, we had 10,320,000 kilometers of Arctic ice extent. That's the 11th lowest. But if we had 100,000 kilometers or more every single day from now till September, we would go under 1 million, and that would be a blue ocean event. Not that it's going to happen, but it's a very slight possibility still. So let's check out the data. Here we have the global HYCOM site. This is the home page. So I was going to go over briefly some of the snapshots. That's this year. But how to get to this, go over to, and I'll post this link. Go over to ice thickness, and you click on the snapshot archive, and it has every year from 2014 to 2022. And then if you click here, there's the animation of the last 30 days. You can see, if we zoom in, that thickness is rapidly disappearing right here. There's a lot of holes forming over here, over the ESAS. Laptev is virtually gone of ice thickness, and also the Hudson Bay. Just to start the summer, this isn't even the end of summer. Also, you can see here, there's a very small area of very thick ice, and that's breaking up already. Let me move my hand. And just looking at the actual imagery, that's this year. So comparing this to the last few years, because I wanted to debunk a few comments that said, didn't know what I was talking about at all. And I was using buzzwords. I thought that was kind of funny. So let's look at 2015. So there's a little bit more melt in this area, but there's a lot more thickness here, and there's a lot more very thick ice right here. And this was the same day 7 years ago. While there's a little bit more ice here, there's nothing there, and it's very low here. Even look at 2019. We're seeing that same, and this is a year that the extent was lower than 2022, as we'll see in JAXA. Not a lot of thickness here and here, and that ended up being a very low year. We're looking kind of similar this year, and then you look at 2021, we had a little bit more thickness here that ended up getting fanned out to the coast. But the comparison from 2015, this year, to last year and this year currently, there's absolutely no ice. Last year we at least had this part of thickness. You could see some red parts, and now this year that's gone. So it's not totally impossible that we have an ice-free Arctic this year. I don't think it's a guarantee. I think it's a very, very low chance, but okay. So we're gonna go over to JAXA, the vishhop, and I'll post the link for this because I know some of you have been dying to check that out. This is the vishhop site. What is vishhop? Visualization service. Just keep going in and out of focus. Visualization service of horizontal scale observations at polar region. So here you have the extent. You just click on extent graph. We're going to look at this year compared to a few of the years. So that's 2019. So the point I wanted to briefly make was, even though we are at 11th lowest, the trajectory a lot of these lines appears like it'll cut through either the start of summer or very soon after. So let's take a look there. This is 2019. And you'll see the same thing if you look at a few of the other years here. So this is 2022 compared to 2000, 2001, 2002, 3, 4, 5. So all of these years, the extent is higher than this year. And then the years where it's lower, because I forgot, I don't know if I mentioned, I've been taking a little data set for JAXA, that's this year on the left, and then all the years that it's lower and the corresponding kilometers. So that's what I've been using too. So let's just check a couple years real quick to wrap up here. 2011, you can see their trajectory is going right along with this line, but then 2011 starts to taper off. And if we have this same trajectory at the time, it'll probably pass through in July. You can use that same metric with all of these lines, basically. 2015, it's about to pass through. I would say probably this evening. I'll make a note in the comments or the description of the video if it actually ends up going through a few of these lines, because 2010, 2018, and this is 2015, all look like they might get passed in the next day or two. Here's 2010. We were just looking at, I think. And then 18 looks like it should go through soon. Even the years that have a distance, this is 2016. 2016 had a very low average for springtime. You can see that gap right here. At one point in time, last month, there was about 1 million kilometers of extent difference between 2021 and 2016. Now that gap has narrowed to 330 kilometers. 2017, you can see, is a lot closer. All we would really need is a couple of days of 100,000 or 150 to go through that. Same, 2019 looks like there's a kind of a hump right here where extent didn't stop melting. I don't think we're going to see any of those with this year. So we're going to pass 2019 in a day or two. And then looking at 2020 and 21, you can kind of see these kind of jagged decline patterns. I think that's more of the quote unquote new normal that we're going to see. These kind of abrupt declines like that. So yep, stay tuned for the rest of the summer. We'll see how good or bad things get with regards to wildfires, ocean heating. I saw something today about penguins washing up dead on a beach because the ocean's too hot. So I don't really think we're gonna get a break with ocean heating because it's a La Nina year, not an El Nino. I saw somebody talking about me using BOE and El Nino as buzzwords. Well, it's a La Nina year, so using El Nino as a buzzword wouldn't really work in that case. But thank you for everybody that was checking out. This has probably been my longest video and the most information, so thanks for sticking around if you actually watched, you know, all 10 minutes. And be sure to subscribe if you think this stuff is really interesting, because the next 3 months of Arctic ice decline are going to bring about a lot of climate collapse calamities, and a lot of countries are already breaking down economically with the supply chain crises and food shortages, and all of this stuff ties into that. So thanks for checking it out, everyone. Have a great day.